Hi guys, it's Ella here, and today we're back with another machine to test out. If you've been watching my resin videos, it may seem like I finished my resin projects in a couple hours, but that is totally not true. Most of my pieces take 2 layers to complete and then a top coat, so from start to finish, it's usually about a week. It is a much longer process than what is shown in the videos because obviously nobody's gonna watch a 72-hour video. I could really use something to speed up this process. So I reached out to Resiners to see if I can try out their resin curing machine because I think it cures in like 3 hours. We'll have to look at the instructions. But yeah, and the machine itself is like this. We'll unbox it together. And it also, I specifically like this machine because it comes with an extender. So it will make this taller because I do a lot of flower preservation pieces and like blocks. So the molds are generally taller. Let's unbox this and see what we're working with first. In the box, we have the machine itself and warranty card and instructions. It's a whole book. Okay. So it comes with a silicone mat. So this is like the size of the machine. I think it's 8 by 11. And then they have a UV curing section here, so you can cure UV stuff with it too. And then the cool thing about this is that you can use it like this or like this. So you have a little bit more, you'll have a little bit more space if you use the tray like this versus like this. And I guess the mat goes on top. These are the molds that we will be using for the for this guy, for the testing. It's the ring holder molds from AAJ Molds. I will include the links to everything that I use in this video in the description, so you can check that out if you are interested in getting any of this yourself. So just to show you the size, the height of the mold and stuff, okay. So it's like this, and you can see that like it's sort of, if I use this mold, I would only be able to put it around the outer edges. The UV curing part is like right, it cuts off the thing, so I can't use the middle. And so, okay, so that's where this extender comes in. We'll set this up. Okay, texture facing outwards and I think I installed it right, but there's a lot of space. This feels right. So yeah, I guess I think this feels right. This is the height of it now, so you can see that we have so much more space to work with. And you can't even see the mold from here. It literally adds the, oh, I'll show a top view. It literally adds the whole height of the mold, and then I think I have to line it up with this little indent here when I close it. So okay, now I can make so much more and I am super excited to use this. Before we begin, I just want to show you a close-up or different angle of the machine and how to install the silicone extender. One side is the G3 curing machine for the UV curing part. I haven't used it actually because I primarily use 2-part resin. Flip the tray around and we have a little bit more height for molds. It comes with the silicone mat to protect the bottom, and this is the mold that we are going to be using. It is quite tall. I'll place it in the machine and you can see that it clears the top if I place it outside of the UV light, the center, but if I put it in the center, it will hit the UV light and it won't close. This means I can't use the center of the machine without the extender. So for installing the extender, the flat side goes on the bottom and the cover will go in the lid part up top here. There's a little bump just inside the edge of the tray and I'm wrapping the extender outside of that bump. It pretty much just lines up with the edge of the tray. It's not exactly a tight fit, but it will hold still when the cover is on. And you can see here that the mold is just under the height of the extender. Now I can utilize the full tray to make these and anything taller really. When we're placing the cover, we make sure it sits nicely on the lip of the extender. And now let's go test this out. So we're going to be making the ring holders, and I think this will really put the machine to the test because the final holder is like 3 inches tall and my first pour for them is about 2 inches. So for this project, we are using Total Thickset Fathom Resin. It is a deep pour resin and it allows me to pour up to 4 inches deep at a time. I love this resin for my ring holders because the results come out really clear. The only thing I don't like is the long cure time. But the cure time makes sense because if we're pouring that deep, we want to make sure the resin doesn't flash cure. It also gives enough time for the bubbles to rise to the surface for that super clear result. So I'm actually a little bit nervous about how speeding up this curing process will turn out. Just for reference, this resin takes at least 12 hours to reach the gel-like state, and I wait a full 24 hours before I pour the second layer. These times are based on my work environment, and for these ring holders specifically, larger pores and warmer environments will definitely cure faster, so I'm giving you a reference point for this specific project. The machine is basically creating a warmer environment for the pieces inside to cure faster, so I have no doubt that it will work, I just don't know how it will affect the final piece. Okay, let me walk you through the making process first. I measured my resin to the 2:1 ratio as instructed, 2 parts resin and 1 part hardener. I was using Resiner's resin mixer to help me with the mixing. I previously did a video testing out their dual head mixer and I mentioned that if they came out with a single head one, I'd buy it right away. And I did. I honestly love this one so much more because I usually don't need to mix 2 batches of resin at a time. I also love their version of the resin mixer a lot because I love their mixing paddles. I think they're the only brand with these spiral paddles and it feels like my resin gets fully and evenly mixed a lot faster. In the end, you want to make sure that your resin is fully mixed no matter what mixer you're using, so I will give it a mix by hand after, scraping the sides and everything to make sure that there are no streaks or anything. Once my resin is completely mixed, I will run it through the bubble remover machine. This one is Resiner's Airless Pro. I also have a vacuum chamber that I will use for larger pours if needed. I do have a separate video going over how to use these machines and what type of resins are compatible with them. If you are interested in getting a bubble remover or vacuum chamber yourself, I highly recommend watching those videos first to learn more about them. As the resin was mixing and the bubbles are being removed right now, I will prepare what I need for the pour. For this project, we are making clear ring holders with dried flowers, so I just had to tap away any of the silica gel that was stuck to my flowers. Once the bubbles are cleared up, I will pour into my mold and make the ring holders. You can see how clear the resin is right now, and there's not a bubble in sight. A couple of bubbles do pop back up as we are pouring, but very minimal. The flowers themselves actually release a lot of bubbles, so those are the ones that we have to worry about. I have a separate tutorial going over step by step on how I work with this mode, so in this video I will just give you some tips, since our focus today is testing out the curing machine. So the tip of this piece is pointy, so the bottom of the mold has a point. I use a pointy silicone brush to pop the bubbles that get stuck at the point. If I skip this step, I will end up with a broken tip and the piece won't look as complete. This is the small size for these molds, so it doesn't hold too many flowers. I am just using 1 carnation for most of them and then adding some hydrangeas at the base to make it look like a small bouquet. Bubbles will also get stuck along the top edges where the resin gets filled up to, so I will use my silicone brush to run it across the edge to help clear that up. Throughout the whole curing process, I will come back many times to manually pop any bubbles that rise to the surface. As I mentioned before, flowers release a lot of bubbles in resin. I'll pop the surface bubbles and then like 2 hours later, there's more. So I'm actually very nervous that the machine will cure the piece too fast and leave bubbles in the ring holder, but let's load up the machine and put this to the test. My phone died filming this part, but I added the extender first to add the height, and then I loaded my ring holders in there and I pressed the start button. The default time looks to be like 2 hours. I just turned it on and I let it run. I set my alarm for 2 hours and I came back. The machine changed to cool, so I guess that's how you know that it's done. My piece though was definitely not done. So 2 hours is definitely not enough for this resin that I am using. I had some extra resin mixed up, so I poured it into another mold that didn't go into this curing machine, so that way we can do a little comparison. So the curing machine definitely did help the resin harden faster. It's not as liquidy as if I just let it cure on its own. I hope the camera captured that nicely, but yeah, I decided to run the machine for another 2 hours to see how that turns out. I found out later that I could set the timer so I don't have to come back every 2 hours. It's the plus button. But it was nice to see that 2 hour mark because that was like the gel-like state. Now this is after 4 hours of curing in the machine and you can see that it's no longer liquid or gel. I am like squeezing the side of the mold and it is pretty hard. It's not flowing. If I poke at it, it'll just leave like a dent. Nothing is spilling as it holds the mold sideways either. And this is what the resin would look like after 4 hours normally without the machine. You can see that it is pretty much still liquid, so the machine definitely cured the piece. Now let's check for some bubbles. There are a couple of bubbles on the side. Those will fill in with our next layer. Just use a silicone brush to poke at it when we're pouring the next layer. Then we have some that are mainly around the flowers. Off camera, I poured the second layer of just clear resin and I ran them through the curing machine again. When the bubbles are at the top of the mold, I will open the bubbles and level the top. And then I will do another thin layer of resin to fill in the bubbles and get a flat bottom. The top of the mold is the bottom of the piece, so we want to make sure that that's even. Now we're ready to see the results of the ring holders. We'll just demold 2 here and then I'll share with you my thoughts on the machine, what's good and what's bad. This turned out pretty nice actually. It's very clear still, so the faster curing time didn't turn my pieces yellow, nor did it flash cure. I think I spotted like 1 or 2 bubbles that are mainly around the flowers. Again, like I said, flowers release a lot of bubbles in resin, so I'll have to figure out how I could manage those with the faster curing time. Same thing for this one, just 1 or 2 bubbles at the petals. It doesn't look too bad. I have a better idea of how to make this machine work for me now, so let's discuss. So it's actually been several weeks since I filmed the video for the testing of the machine, and I am using it a lot right now, but not in the way that you would expect me to. Mostly because I work with flowers, so I want to make sure that the bubbles have enough time to fully rise to the surface. I don't want the bubbles trapped in my pieces, even though they were not bad at all. So I will let my resin cure most of the way first before I put the pieces into the machine. I'm not timing this at all, like after 12 hours, after 24 hours or something. I am doing this based on like how the piece feels. And so like for my ring holders and my taller molds, when I poke at it, it would leave like a little dent. That's when I would put it into the machine and let it cure the rest of the way. For flatter pieces like coasters, I usually pour at night and then I will put them in the machine in the morning. When I put the coasters into the machine, they're usually like bendy still. They're not liquidy or anything, but if I were to demold at that point, it would like slowly deform over time if it's not in the mold. So putting those coasters in the machine will speed up the rest of the curing process. This still helps a lot because resin needs time to fully cure after demolding. Just because we demolded doesn't mean it's ready to go. For total bolt resin, it's usually about 2 weeks. So after the final resin pour for my pieces, I will let them sit for like 2 weeks before I finish them up, like sanding them or adding the cork backings, and definitely before I sell them. Since warmer environments help the resin cure faster, I'm sure if I leave it in the machine, it would probably speed up that 2-week process. But I already have my space laid out for that, so I'm just gonna keep that the way it is. And I'll mostly just use the machine to bring like that piece to the demolding time. A lot of the concerns that people have when it comes to speeding up the curing process is mostly like the piece yellowing or it becomes too brittle. So far, I haven't noticed any of that. I don't know if it has anything to do with how I use the machine, but yeah, everything is so far so good for me. And I'm pretty much running it daily. I think maybe if I wasn't using flowers or something that creates so many bubbles in my pieces, I would probably be able to maximize my use for the machine, but I think it's still really helpful for how I'm using it, and I will definitely continue to use it to help speed up the process. Even just a little bit helps a lot because I have to make a lot when it comes to market prepping and everything. So yeah, if you're interested in trying out the machine, I will add the link to it in my description. And if you have any questions about it before purchasing, I know it's a big purchase, let me know in the comments and I will try my best to answer as best as I can. And yeah, if there's anything else you would like to see me try or work with, let me know as well. And I think that's it for today, and I'll see you next time.